Hello, everyone. My name is Mercy, and welcome back to another episode of Mercy's Minecraft Adventure. We are here in episode 12, ready to go and get some fun underway. And I think today it's going to be a bit of decoration, a little bit of some pathing going on, and I'd like to tackle that war room a little bit. So stay tuned, we've got a lot ahead of us. Alright, and welcome back once again, everybody, to episode 12. We're going to go ahead and get this kicked off with a little bit of a path being built. I built the sheep section over here last episode, followed by the cow section over here. By the way, tons of leather, love it. And I've also got a little bit of a wheat farm up above. And what I'd like to do, and I have wanted to do since the very beginning, is have everything that ends up being out here connected with a pathway. And that is going to include my boat path all the way down here towards where my cursor is, because that's where I hop in the boat, hop in the river, and make my way back out to the ocean. If you guys remember that big tunnel that I dug, I still need to decorate that and make that look fancy too. But for now, what I'm going to try to get done is a path from the front here of the castle, down in between, branch out to get to these, and also I want to come around and get up here onto the farm. That way I have a nice organized path to it. So I'm going to start breaking some ground, putting some stuff down. It's not going to be crazy. It's going to be some stone brick stairs to outline and cobblestone slabs in the middle. Normally cobblestone wouldn't look that good, but if you guys have been able to tell, we've actually got the new Minecraft texture pack that's currently in development running, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I actually can't wait to show you guys one of the most improved blocks, in my opinion. You know what? Let's do that now. Let's fly up here. In my opinion, one of the most improved blocks by far is the obsidian, and all I need to do is get in here, and you can only see half of the texture because of the portal, but take a look at that. That is so much smoother, so much nicer. I absolutely love it. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to get this path underway. I'm going to start breaking ground, see what I can do. Started it up. Starting to look okay. I think this little sunken is nice, and if it was the old cobble, it really wouldn't look good, but with the new cobble, it really does look like a cobblestone road, and I appreciate that. So building up here, and got the road path right over to the farm, and we're going to basically try to repeat this kind of idea down to connect those two and also out to the river. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up best I can, and I'll show you once we get down to possibly here, just for a little progress update. I got a little carried away and just ended up finishing it out, but there we go. It's looking a lot better. We've got this path going from the farm up to the front door, over to the cows down below, to the sheep down below, and straight out to where we will eventually build a little bit of a dock system. Thinking I'm going to knock out that entire grass island in the middle there and kind of fill it with water. But for now, this is looking good. I just want to go back down and make sure things are lit up a little bit so it's safe, and I would like to add some more decoration along the sides, but how I'm going to do that and what I'm going to put there, I'm not sure. Maybe a tree here and there to add a little bit of foliage to the area, but other than that, I'm really not sure. Next, we're going to go ahead and see if we can actually decorate a little bit inside of here, because this has been barren and empty since we finished it, and I definitely want to cover that up. So we're going to be making some maps, trying to get the area generally explored, and I have an idea for up here. I want to get some armor stands, but I'm missing some chain. And in order for me to feel a little bit complete, I'm going to need to find some chain armor. So I might have to wait until I can build a spawner and kill some skeletons for a while. I don't know. I'll come up with something. But let's start getting some decoration going for that. Starting to look a little better. We've got our enchanted and unenchanted diamond. All of these here, the enchants were pretty garbage overall, so I wasn't worried about giving them up. I saved the good ones for later. Over here we've got the gold. It's still incomplete. I need a couple more pieces. Iron, enchanted and unenchanted. And then leather, which is really slim. I really haven't had a lot of leather gear drop, and I never made any. I went straight for the iron when I needed it. So I've got to fill the leather and I've got to fill the gold, but that can come along as we go. It's not absolutely dire to fill it just yet. I think what I want to do is plot out the map and how big I want to have it here. And with 5, it would end up coming out here. 2, 3, 4, 5 by 4 I think should do. So I'll go ahead and make those up, those 20 maps that I'll need, 20 item frames as well, and we'll start exploring, see what I can find out in the area, and figure out how to do maps. This will be new. It's that age-old tale. You sit there and stare at it, and stare at it, and nothing will happen. But if I go and walk away, and I chill out, and I'm just doing other stuff, at some point, it's gonna go. And it's because I wasn't looking. I needed to come over here to get some paper for the maps, but I was seeing all of this at level 2, and when any one of them gets up to level 3, it pops off. And I thought, oh, that'd be cool to watch it and get it on camera. But I'm just sitting here waiting. And wasting time. And it's still not going. And I'm going to move on. Here we go. The start of the map area. Now it's just a matter of going up north a tiny bit, making a new map, and starting to fill that in. I might actually want to go for that 5th layer after all, and keep that kind of in the middle. We'll see. I gotta see how it ends up looking in the end, but right now it's coming together nicely. So, got ourselves pretty well lined out. Here's our overall castle. You can see how I had to expand the walls over here, and I haven't done it quite yet over there. So I might end up going back and balancing it out. But for now, that's how it is. That's what it looks like. And then we've got our pathway, brand new, put in already. And our farms, the sheep over here and the cow over here, as well as the wheat farm that this comes up to. So yeah, let's go ahead and get more maps. I like the sounds of that. And there we go. Map is looking pretty awesome. We've got the area in general. Whoops, let's fix that. The area in general mapped out. We've got our fortress right there. We've got the villager breeder here. Iron farm up here, and because it's half cut off, that's why I was thinking of adding another layer above. We've got all the surrounding area, actually up to another village up in that corner. Down here, through our birch forest, and over here, right here, is our witch hut that we can end up turning into a witch farm later on. It's not that far off, thankfully, but that will have to sit solo by itself when we do AFK at the witch farm. So there we go. The war room is starting to come along. It's got the armor. It's got a couple armor stands I want to fill in up there. Not sure what I'm going to put there yet, but we've got a big map that we're working on. It's nice and bright and pulling itself out from the rest of the room, so it's nice and pronounced. I might end up doing a little bit of a trim around it with something. I gotta come up with what I would do for that, though. Alright. Pathways are built. War room is on its way. We're making some good progress. So I asked myself, what other details could we end up getting in here? Because out here started to feel pretty barren. And right now we've got plenty of the trees popping up across the area, and that's adding definitely a bit of itemization, I guess we can say, to the area. But there is something else that I want to do, because I've had the villager breeder over there for quite some time. I used it to stock up for my Iron Phoenix, but I haven't really done much else with it. So this open area that I've left here, what I've actually decided I want to do for a bit of flavor and just add some fun to the area is in here, all through here, I'm going to have some trading stands with some villagers. I already have a design that I've come up with and created in my building world, so it's just now a matter of getting it over and trying to figure out what color I think would go best in this area. I want it to stand out, but I don't want it to look like it's not part of the overall build, so I gotta take a look at the colors. I think maybe the cyan would end up doing good, but that's why I have these shears with unbreaking on them. I need to get rid of these first, and we're gonna gather up a bunch of wool, get some wood going, and I'm gonna start building some of those stands over there. I'll show you guys the quick little process as we go through. It might seem very confusing as to why I'm dragging a rabbit back, but that will soon all make sense, because it does have to do with those decorations. So let's go take care of that. Ta-da! Rabbit. Let's go find some more. So I was gathering rabbits because of a little rope lead trick that I could do as a part of the decoration. But then I did a little bit more research and realized, oh, wait a second, it's going to end up breaking if I go into the nether even. So I had to scrap that little decoration idea. Still have the rabbits inside. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they're there. So I'm over here now in the area where I was going to start building this, and it's pretty straightforward for how this is going to end up going. It's not terribly complicated. It's just a matter of where do I want to put some of these. There's two different sizes that I'm going to end up building, and I do want to have some of the smaller ones closer to here. That way you can see the bigger one in the background. So what I'm going to do, because I am going to end up continuing this road as well. I don't have the things for the road anymore, that's fine. I'm going to continue the road down and in, and I'll probably make that mark right about here. So bust that 2, 3, 4, 5, just as a marker for where the road is going to dip in and come into this section here. And using this as the marker, let's just kind of spam torches just so I can see where that pathway is going to be. And spam a couple more for the other side. There we go. Okay. So having a road here means that what I can do is set up a nice small stand over here. So I'll start building one right in here. I can get a bigger stand right in here to start. Small stand behind, big stand back here. Kind of varying, and then do a couple more smalls probably out in this direction. Alright, let me go ahead and grab the wool, and then I'll pop back over and show you guys the process for building one of these. Alright, so we're here, we've got the wool, we've got the wood, we're ready to build. Now then, let's go ahead and set down for our smaller version of this little build design here. What we're going to start out with here, and I could put it a little closer, I can knock that out for now. We're going to have ourselves set up with at least one gap from the tree, place down in a corner, skip 2, place. I do have randomized textures on, so some of this is going to look a little funny, but I can always go back and take off that randomized texture later. But we have this now, our 2 gap inside by 3 gap inside marked out by the spruce wood planks. Popping in now with some upside down stairs, connecting the edges, placing inside like this, and there we go. Next, in all four corners, one bit of fence. That's all. Now this part is where I'm not 100% sold just yet on whether or not the blue or the cyan is what I'm going to be building. So let's go ahead and give the blue a try, and we'll see how that looks in the end. See if that stands out a little bit too much, or if we should switch over to cyan. At any rate, what we do is pretty simple. Just need to pop like that. Pick that up. Oh, there we go. And take this one back. And now that we've got that level set up, everything else is pretty easy. White wool of the same height. Same height. Or actually, no, I'm going to raise this up one more. And then finish it off down the middle with that blue color again. So we've got that tiny little uprise inside there, capable of getting everything we need for the decoration going. Next, we're going to place down some temporary blocks along all of the sides here, in between. And these are temporary because inside is the fence gates, and you need to have a block there to put the fence gate in. Now that they're in, you can remove those blocks nice and easy. Oh, I took out the fence accidentally. There we go. Now I can still get in and do everything I need to by flipping open that gate, but a villager inside of there won't be able to. And that is the small one completed. It's just a tiny little section, and what I'll do, because I am going to have some trading at some point here, I can put an item frame there, so I know what the important item is that I'm trading with that villager that I put inside. I can decorate this a little bit more, but that is the basic shape of the smaller one. Now let's go ahead and get the bigger one going. I do want to keep this kind of away from the road just a little bit, so at least one gap. But 1, 2, 3, right on the edge doesn't seem like a good idea, so let's bring it up. Here we go. 3 gap, and then a 4 gap in between. And finish off in another square, nice and simple. And we're going to repeat the process again. It was a smaller version that we did before, so most of the design is going to end up remaining the same. It's just a matter of repeating it over and changing ever so slightly in the areas that you need to. This one is bigger on the inside, but in the end it does not actually matter that much. Let's get this in here, all in the corners once again, and now we can start to see where the variation comes in. Let's start on the outside here with some white wool right on the top, and we're going to go up and do our thing once again, but I'm going to make sure I do this in a way that enables me to be up top temporarily and just kind of do my thing. Pop the temporary blocks out and temporary block out. There we go. That side is looking good. Now, let's see how the cyan looks. Nah, I think the cyan is a little bit too light. when you compare the cyan, the lighter texture, to the darker up there, a darker blue definitely feels like it would end up being a better suited fit color-wise. So we'll stick with the blue. Not a problem. We get the second layer in like this. Then we hit our third layer, which changes slightly. Bring it up like this. I believe. I have to make sure I'm doing it correctly again, but should be all good. Let's pop those in there, because this is where it comes back down. And finish with the blue. So we started with the white, finished with the blue, and now it's just a matter of getting in the appropriate levels of what we needed to do here, which, based on what I'm seeing, looks like it's okay. We might have actually wanted to raise it up one more to have a little bit more flat at the top. Let's go up and see. Yeah, I would prefer to have it a little flatter at the top here, so we're gonna change that around, get those two spread out just like that, nice and simple, and we're gonna punch out the wool. And we're gonna go in here and punch out the wool. Use only what we have to. Try to conserve as much as possible. Now that we've got this section in, what we can do once again is get our fences in. But we're not going to be doing it the same exact way. In the sides here, we're not doing all of them, only on the outside. And for our fences otherwise in here, whoop, not those, the gates, rather. There we go. Those will go in, and this will have a little bit of a split. And now, up the middle, we're going to put some of those fences like that. And we can remove here and here. They were just temporary blocks after all. And lastly, this little line right here. And that pretty much does it, with the exception of one little detail. And I'm going to get up to the top here to smack down a couple more fences. Very simple. Smack that down, and we have our stall now completed. Very easy design, very cheap and effective to get going. It'll keep the villagers in, because I can't get through, and they're not going to open up that fence gate because it's too high. Alright. I'm going to build a couple more of these, kind of flesh this place out a bit, get the road in, and I'll be back with you guys in just a minute as I do that. Why did the sheep have to be so healthy? Be fat like him. Be fat like him. Eat more grass. Give me more wool. There we go. That is going to do it for now for this trading section. We've still got to get the villagers in, but we've got the roads, all of the stalls set up. It's looking pretty nice. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of how this came out. But guys, that is gonna be all the time I have for today. I really hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I want to say thank you for coming on out and enjoying the video with me. If you did like it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on the video. If you really liked it, make sure to subscribe. And as always, guys, my name is Mercy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Like a dragonfly, just grab my hand.